going on? What's going on, my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Grow, Live, Dream. I am your boy, LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother T. Hutton, the motivator. I had to come out to Dallas to do this together, man. What's happening, my brother? How you feeling?
Everything is going good, doing good, man. We're so glad to be here live with each other and to be here live with you once again. Today is going to be an amazing show, not only because we're in person with each other and the energy is already vibing, but more so because we have a topic that is going to be amazing for you today. Hunger versus starvation.
Man, and I'm super excited to talk about this. So y'all make sure you're commenting, right? Join in on this conversation with us. But not only that, make sure that you like it, love it, sharing, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people that need to hear this information, right? Are you hungry or are you starving? Like, are you hungry for your dreams or are you starving for your dreams? There's a major difference. And we're going to be talking about that today.
Definitely. And as we talk about that, make sure you go out there and you log in to YouTube and subscribe. If you don't know, we are now streaming live on YouTube. Also, we are getting our subscribers up, and make sure you're one of those so you don't miss out on the episode.
Definitely, man. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Y'all already know we generate about 30 minutes in and out. Nuggets. All right, so let's make it happen, man. So which one we want to talk about first, my brother?
Well, let's start off with hunger. We're going to start off with hunger because hunger itself is going to be different than starvation. A lot of people are hungry for things. You know, when we think about it, like you're hanging out with your family members and your friends and you say, you know, what you're hungry for? Like, what is it that you want? You know, and every now and then, you know, just like hanging out just in regular life and you get hungry. And when you get hungry, you can wait a while to eat. Because what happens is with hunger, it's just that signification. There's an urge inside of you that there's something that you want. And oftentimes we don't know what that something it is that we hunger for. So we kind of delay it. We procrastinate on actually going out getting those things. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know. Every man probably feels like this, but it's the worst thing to do is to be in a relationship and ask your wife or your significant other that what do you want to eat? And you go back and forth on that what you want to eat conversation. It is terrible, man. But when you're thinking about hunger, oftentimes it's the same way in life when you're hungry for something. You know you want more out of life, you want better for life, but you're not exactly sure what that is that you want. You know, you have a dream to have a better life, but what does that better life look like?
Right. You know, it's interesting when we talk about this because, you know, one of the things that I used to learn, you know, when I used to talk to my pop, he used to say, hey, look, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, then you do something. I started learning in life that there's a lot of people that are comfortable being uncomfortable. Right? They've gotten to the point where they're comfortable being uncomfortable, right? And in my mind, I just can't see that as being a person that's starving for what it is that they want, right? That's a person that may be thinking about what it is that they want. Hey, look, you know, I want to be rich, or I want to start a business, or I want to do whatever it may be. Like they have that want inside of you. They have that want, but they don't necessarily have that drive to go and get it. So they're not really thirsty for it.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. When we say hunger, we get it. You know, there's some stuff that you hunger for. Like I hunger for a bigger house. I hunger for a better job, more money. There's all these different things that we hunger for. But are you starving for it? And that's where we're going to really draw that hard line, because there's a difference between starvation and hunger. Hunger oftentimes allows you to still have time. You know, we read a quote yesterday. What the quote say yesterday? Tell them the quote.
Man, listen. I believe it said that procrastination is Eric. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up because I want you guys to get it, because this is huge. This is like, you know, I don't want to say it wrong.
Super impactful.
I want to make sure they get it, because when I saw this, it blew my mind. It says procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God owes you another opportunity to do what you had time to do today. Majority of us have time to do it today, but we're not starving enough to go get it, right? We have time to do it. We have time to move things around in our life, right? But we make a conscious effort not to do it, right? We make a conscious effort to do what makes us comfortable.
Yeah, but I can do it tomorrow.
But and that's what you think, right? Right? That's that arrogance.
You know what the funny part about that is so many people who feel like they can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know how many people felt like they had something they can do tomorrow that is not here tomorrow to do it? And that's the problem with being comfortable. That's the problem with being arrogant like that. When you just have a hunger, you like, oh, okay, I'll get to it later. I'm hungry right now, but I can go a little bit longer before I eat. I think about that quite often. It's like, yeah, I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry yet. I need to figure out what I want to eat. I'm hungry at 12, but then I might not eat to 3.
Right.
4 or 5 o'clock roll around. It's like, man, I still ain't ate yet. Right. Have you ever forgot to eat?
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. See, that's also understanding this. To be hungry, you still have a decision, right? You still have a decision because you haven't necessarily got to that point where you're starving just yet. But when you're just hungry, you still have a decision. What am I going to do? What do I want to eat? Where do I want to go? What actions do I need to do to put in, right? When should I put that action in, right? How many times in your life have you said, man, I want to do something, and you attempted to think it through, like, man, like, what do I want to do? And next thing you know, a day had passed. Next thing you know, a week had passed, a month had passed, and you haven't done anything yet.
Man, it's amazing when you think about how often time just kind of just floats away. Like you're hungry and you want something, you want to change, and as you watch your life just kind of flutter away, you're still hungry for it. You still want that change. You've been saying for years that, I want a better job. You've been saying for years, I'm going to go back to school, get the education so I can get a better job. And then each year, I'm going to start in the fall. Yeah, I've just been too busy. Let me just wait to start in the spring. And these starts and the falls and these starts and the springs just keep adding up. And now you thought about going back to school when you're in your 20s. Now you're in your 30s. And now you're telling yourself a different story that, it's too late. It's too late for me to go back to school. It's too late for me to go and get that change that I said that I wanted. I still want the change. I'm still hungry for it. But now I feel like it's too late. When we start to think about the excuses that we give ourselves, it's because, like LaVoy said, we still have choice. When you still have choice, when you're hungry, it's different than when you don't have the choice.
Right.
When starvation kicks in, that choice goes out the window.
So what is it that you're hungry for right now? What is it that you're hungry for? So let me be clear when I say this, right? When I say what is it that you're hungry for, what is it that you're thinking about right now? Like, what is it that you're thinking? Because right now you're just hungry for it. You're just hungry for it. You haven't necessarily put the pedal to the metal. You haven't put your foot on the gas, and you haven't started immediately moving in that direction, right? With in a level of obsession just yet, right? You're just hungry for it, right? You want it. You may be hungry for a bigger house. You may be hungry for a better life, a better job. You may be hungry for a better relationship. You may be hungry for any of these particular things, but you haven't necessarily moved in and put in the work to start moving in that direction. That's to say that you're truly starving for it, and you want it. You'll do anything to make sure that you get it.
Look, when we start to think about things that we hunger for, as a whole, as a people, as a group, it's easy to say you're hungry for something. But it's a lot more difficult to go out there and get it. It's easy to say that you want more, but it's more difficult because it requires an action from you to go and actually accomplish it. It requires something from you to go out there and put in the energy for it. I like it. Look, we got a Facebook user that said, "I am famished."
Who was that? Make sure you put your
name in there. We can't see your name.
All right.
But like, I am famished. Like, and to be honest, famine is a different level of hungriness.
James Johnson, what's up, my brother? How you feeling, man?
But no, famished is a different level of hungriness.
Yeah.
Like, because you think about it, you say, I'm hungry. I'm famine mean I've been hungry for a while. I've been hungry for a while. But the bad thing about it is, in famine, you still have a slight bit of choice. But when you get to starvation, when you hit that starvation wall, it changes everything. You heard the stories. They do little stories all the time when they talk about the wouldas, the shouldas, the couldas, and then there's this one character that comes along out of nowhere. It's a must. I must. I would have done it. I should have done it. I could have done it. And then when I must arrive, everything changes. See, in your life, you're hungry when you should have ate. You're still hungry when you could have ate. And you're still hungry when you would have ate. But when you must eat, That changes everything.
You got no choice. You have no choice. Just put it in front of me. Just put it in front of me. I got to do it. Listen, so understand that a lot of us have a decision. We have decisions in our life, right? We have decisions on what is it that we want. What is it do I want, right? And I'm going to be right in your faces to say that when you get to the point where you're hungry, you got to move before it gets worse than that.
Yeah.
You got to move before you get worse than that. See, a lot of people, they get to the point where they're like, man, I want more, but then their life continues to spiral because they don't start putting the action behind that I want more, right? So we understand what that really is, right? We don't necessarily start taking those steps, right? So, but why? Why? Because we're not starving yet. We just kind of want it. We kind of want it. I'm here to be a little bit in your faces to say, if you don't start moving, you kind of want it. You just kind of want it, right? A lot of people say they want to be different, right? But we don't realize that at the end of the day, it's about action. Action is what makes you different. A majority of people want more, right? But it's only a small amount of people, T. Hutton, that are actually gonna put the action behind it.
But of course, everybody wants more. Like if you ask somebody, if you really sat down with someone and say, "Hey, look, in my right hand, I tell you what's in there. I look at my right hand and say, "Hey, look, boom, here's a $20 bill," and then in my left hand I say, "Here's a $100 bill. Which one do you want?" Ain't nobody in their right mind gonna say, "Give me the 20.
Give me the 20.
I'm good. Just give me the 20."
Right.
Like, no, they're gonna say, "Give me the 100. Give me the $100 bills because I can do more with the 100." So everyone wants more. But what if I hold the 100 back a little bit further and I put the 20 right out in front of you? And every time you reach for the 100, I close my hand. I close my fist.
Yeah.
And the 20, I just leave it right there in front of you. After a while, you're just gonna give up and take the 20? See, a lot of people, what they do is they give up and just snatch the $20 bill and go on with their day. But see, what some people are gonna do, they're gonna like, well, as long as he keep opening and closing his hands, I have a chance. Like, do I have a chance still to get it? See, a starving man, he might give up and snatch the 20 because he don't have any choice. He's got to eat right now. Hungry man may make a decision that I'm tired of trying. But here's the funny part about it. There's those elect few people that are like us. I'll be honest with you. We're going to take $120 when I leave.
We taking both.
I'm not giving up on the 100, and I want the 20.
Wait, so listen, hold on. This makes me think about a scenario. So let's just say I walk up to you, right? And I say, hey, look, if you walk around the corner, just around the corner, it's only about 100 steps, 100 steps, 200 steps. There's $100,000 back there. There's $100,000 back there. Go get it. Now, let me ask, how many of you guys are just going to be like, nah, I'm not going to go check on that. No, it's just 100 steps, 200 steps. I'm going to go check, right? But if I say, hey, look, if you walk 5 miles down the road, there's $100,000 down there. What generally happens with most people is they start second guessing whether it might not be true. He probably lying. Like, I don't know if I really want to do that. I got stuff to do. You start putting all these invisible barriers, and all of that is stopping you from, at the very least, the possibility that the $100,000 is actually there.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't want to go because we want to know for certain. We don't want to move because we want to know for certain that it's there. Right? You got a picture of the $100,000?
You got a Google pen. You drop me a pen on it because I don't want to walk back there and it ain't there.
Right?
I don't want to walk over there for that $100,000 and it's not there. Like you ain't got a picture of it. Like, why did you leave $100,000 there? Like, there's a lot of other questions people gonna have. You know what I'm saying? But the funny thing about it is, you got those that it's always a small group of people. It's never like everybody's going to be willing to go the extra mile. And in this case, the extra 5 miles. You got a small group of people are just going to go, but they're going to go begrudgingly. Like, man, I sure hope this $100,000 is there. Right. They're going to drag their feet. They're going to kick rocks along the way, and they're going to and probably even get half the way there and be like, you don't even know why I listen to him. Let me go where I was going. And then that's the crazy part about it, because they might even go half the distance to get there and turn around and backtrack that same 2.5. We just went on that other 2.5 and seen whether it was there. They had already committed to it, but then they gave up on it. My question for you, if you're watching this live, is what have you committed to that you've given up on in your life? What have you started to work on? You was hungry for it, and I'm talking about you had a real desire for it, and you started working on it. It was a business, it was a dream, it was a goal, it was something that you started working on, and you gave up on it along the way.
What's up, my girl Yesenia in the building? What's up? What's up? What's up? So here's the thing, right? It's interesting when you start looking at it. Actually, most people stop along the way. We know that most people stop along the way, right? Most people stop. A lot of people stop right before their breakthrough.
Yeah,
a lot of people stop right before their breakthrough. So here's what happens in business a lot. This is for the people that are just, hungry, right? So we're talking about hungry versus starvation.
Yeah.
So this is what happens in business, right? This particular person has a job. They're making a certain amount of money already, right? So they're comfortable. They say that they want more, right? But they're actually comfortable. They don't necessarily know how to make themselves start starving here, right? Because unless you're starving here, you won't move, right? So they're unwilling to put in the type of work, the type of effort, the type of energy that they need to in order to get to where they need to go. A lot of people say, oh man, I can't stand this job. But you're okay with with the little bit of money that's coming in. You're okay with the little bit of money that's coming in. You say, well, no, I don't care. I don't care. I want this. But why didn't you put the type of energy in to what it is that you said you wanted to do so that you can get away from that job? No, you were okay with that money. You were okay with that money. You're okay where you are.
Yeah, you're okay with it. You're okay with being hungry. You know the sad part about hunger, when we think about hunger in a broader, in a real sense, that there is an estimated 25,000 people a day that die from starvation.
Wait, how many?
25,000 people per day die from starvation.
Wow.
Not hunger, starvation. Imagine that. How many more people is dying mentally, goals wise, and things like that from lack thereof? Because they're hungry, but they're not starving for it, so they're not actually pursuing it. Therefore, they're going without it. They say starvation occurs when a person goes for a longer time frame than hunger. And starvation occurs when you go longer. It's a longer time frame. It's been so long. You've been waiting on this dream for so long. You've been waiting so long that now you feel like you're starving. Well, guess what? If you're starving, now you have actually reached the point where you're going to be willing to do anything to accomplish it.
And it's interesting that you say that, because they also say once you get to the point of starvation, then chemically things start changing in your brain, right? You start becoming depressed. You start having more anxiety, right? And when I saw that, it blew my mind, because I was like, that's what happens when we want to go after our dreams for so long and we don't do it. After a while, you start becoming depressed because you're not getting to where you deserve to be. You're not doing what you need to do. Like, you're not where you said you need to be in the time frame. You start getting anxiety because you're like, man, I like this life isn't for me.
Yeah.
This life isn't for me. How many of you guys are looking around at your life and saying, this life isn't for me? Are you putting in the action that you need to in order to get to where you deserve to be at that particular point? I just said when people start starving, something changes chemically in their brain and they start becoming depressed and anxiety and anxious. Their anxiety is through the roof. So I just showed you that what you're doing by not actually moving and running after what you deserve to be, there's a reason why you're depressed. There's a reason why you're depressed. There's a reason why you're depressed and your anxiety is through the roof right now. It's time to change that.
Yeah, it's crazy, because not only do you suffer from anxiety and depression, but you start to suffer from irritability. How many people get irritated when they hear about other success? Because you
see a lot of people that way.
You weren't willing to do what you needed to do to reach your goals. Now you're getting irritated about other success. You know what I'm saying? The irritability increases. But one thing that increases that just blew my mind when I heard it was your lack of sleep. You start to have sleep issues. See, it's hard to rest when you starve. And so, see, when you're hungry, you can go to sleep hungry. Because you get hungry, you're like, man, I'm just gonna go to sleep. But when you're starving to wake you up. It won't let you sleep. Starvation will keep you awake. When you've been wanting something so long, starvation will wake you up. You'll close your eyes and starvation be like, not right now.
I gotta find,
not on my watch. You're going to need to find something. If you think you're going to take even a power nap, you're going to need at least a power nap with a sandwich.
Come on.
And that's exactly what it is. When you start starving for your dreams, when you actually start starving for it, you won't be able to rest until you are actually accomplishing those dreams. And at least you start to see some progress towards those dreams. Because only until then do you start to feed what was once starving.
You know, it's funny, James. I'm gonna go ahead and let you have that one because we were gonna jump on that one, but I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the screen. He said, and you would eat whatever, not caring if it's healthy or not. Did y'all just hear what he just said? Right? When you're starving, your decision making comes to a halt. It's time to move.
Out the window.
We made a decision. Oh, it's in front of me. I'm eating. Yum, 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 yum. Like I need that in my life. I need it in my life. Are you truly starving right now for what you want? I had to put that up there one more time. Are you truly starving for what it is that you want in life? Are you putting the work in, right? So when you say you're famished, or when you say you're starving, because starving is the worst that you can be. Starving is the worst that you can be. You're waking up, you only got 2-3 hours of sleep, but you're excited because you're done starving. I'll never go back to that again. That's the mentality. I'll never go back to that again. It's what you're wanting in life, the way you're feeling in life. If you're not, I heard somebody say this before, right? If you're not doing what you need to do, it has nothing to do with anything. You're just not inspired. You're not inspired. Right? You got to be starving. That starving makes you not want to sleep. Like you just said, like, look, I'm getting up. I'm getting up. I got work to do. Right? There's different levels of starving too. I need you guys to know because you can starve in your belly, but you can starve in your brain. Starve in your brain.
You can starve in your heart.
You can starve in your heart.
And you know what's funny, man? So I lie to you not. I'm watching a movie with the wife. I can't remember the name of the movie, but the guys, they're out there on the ocean and they're out there and they're going without food. They're going without water. And a seagull lands on the edge of the boat. And they both look at each other and they like, bro, we got to have him. Right? And one of them was like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. A seagull, I don't know. That could be nasty. Another was like, nope, got to have him. He dies, he catches the seagull, and they eat the seagull. Now, seagull's bad for him. Made him vomit, everything. It was terrible. But because of the lack thereof, they made a decision right there in their mind that it's this or nothing. And what they had to do was learn how to use what they had. Here's the hot part about the movie. So as the movie progressed, after they tried to eat the seagull and they just couldn't hold it down, they learned that they could use the meat from the seagull to be able to catch fish. And they were able to eat the fish. See, starvation sometimes leads you to your next level.
What? Did you just say that? What?
It'll lead you to your next level. See, you will have to move, and once you get forced to move, you'll find yourself finding open doors that you didn't know was there. There was something right there in front of you the whole time. It was just below the surface. The fish was just below the surface. But they didn't have what they need. Starvation made them get it.
Starvation made them move. Right? What do you have going on right now? Like, are you starving enough to where you're moving? Are you starving enough to where you're putting in action? Are you starting enough to where you're breaking through that first barrier so that you can see what's on the other side of it? Right? See, a lot of people are not starving enough to go through their uncomfortability. Like they're good, comfortable. They're not starving enough. But when you're starving, you're gonna break through that. You don't care whether you're comfortable. You don't care. Forget that comfortable stuff. We put that out. That need to go somewhere else because I got work to do. I gotta stop this starving that's happening inside of me. What's going on in your life? What do you have going on? If you have something going on right now that you're starving for, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Don't just watch us. Don't just watch us, right? Connect with us. Because at the end of the day, well, we're here to connect with you because we know that there's so many people right now that are starving. They're starving. Some people are hungry and they don't know they're just hungry.
Yeah.
Some people are hungry. They don't know they're just hungry.
I can help them understand how.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you how to figure out if you're just hungry. When you're just hungry, you have on blinders, right? Starvation takes those down. See, when you have on blinders, you can only see what's right there in front of you. Blinders are made to keep you focused on one thing. So what you do is you miss all the upper opportunities around you. Mm-hmm. You miss the other opportunities that allow you to get to where you want to be at because you're comfortable. Mm-hmm. See, blinders are like comfort. Mm-hmm. So you got these blinders on. He's like, man, if God meant it for me, he'll put it right here in front of me. It's right here on your side. Your opportunity is right here on your side. I'm telling you this. Let me put this for somebody. Your opportunity is on side of you, whether that's your spouse, your best friend. Your opportunity is right there on side of you. You didn't even know your opportunity was right there because you had blinders on. You was expecting it to be in front of you. Mm-hmm. And your opportunity's been right there beside you the whole time. Been walking through the fire with you the whole time. Mm-hmm. Your opportunity's been there the whole time, and you're sitting there looking out ahead of you like, man, where's it at? I've been looking all day for it. Opportunity keep tapping you on the shoulder. You like, hey, stop, hold on. I'm busy. I'm trying to find my dream. Wow. Stop touching me, man. Hold on. You see I'm looking for something. And the opportunity's been right there beside you the whole time.
Man, it's been right there beside you the whole time. Like, how many times? I want you to put a 2 in the chat if you had an opportunity pop up on you that you missed because you thought your opportunity was supposed to look differently. Right? There's so many people that are missing opportunities because it doesn't look the way they thought it was supposed to look. Nope, that don't look the way that don't look the way it was supposed to look. Of course not. My opportunity was gonna be easier than that, right? I wasn't gonna have to work for that. No, I wasn't gonna have to fall in my lap. It's gonna fall in my lap. Listen, I've had things in my life fall in my lap, and I'm like, nah. You know, that it's supposed to look differently than this.
You know what? We've heard people say it so many times in business, like, oh, that's too good to be true.
That's too good to be true.
That's too good to be true. That can't be true. It's too good to be true. That just sounds too easy. Mm-hmm. Watch this. I'm reading an article because, you know, I've been getting really big into this cryptocurrency. Yeah. Say a young man, 19 years old, got his stimulus check. Not the $1,400 check, the $600 check. Mm-hmm. Put all his stimulus check in a cryptocurrency. A multi-millionaire put all his money in safe oil. Oil plummeted, the cryptocurrency went up. The millionaire is now broke. The 19-year-old kid who had a vision is now a billionaire. $600 to a billionaire in less than a year. See, it's all about seeing those opportunities when they're in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Because here it is. It's right here on the side. Like, a lot of people took their $600 stimulus check and they blew it. A lot of people seeing it as just extra money to spend. Look, I was working for a company, man, and everybody got bonuses, right? And they were so mad because the bonus was so small. And I said, well, dang, y'all been knowing each other for so long. Why don't y'all just put them together and create an investment fund and start to invest in? And then another 4 or 5 years from now, y'all can retire from the investment fund. No, man, I got to buy a smaller boat with this one. Or I'll just buy me another, hunting rifle or, all kinds of different little things that was going to do nothing to help them in the long run in life. Mm. Because if you don't see the opportunity for what it is, because this is money they didn't expect to get anyway, when you don't see the opportunity for what it is, you are wasted.
So I'm also gonna go here. Because sometimes you may not see it for what it is. But the fact that you're starving, you're going to still try.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that you're starving, you're going to still try. The fact that you're that bought in on making sure that you fix this starvation, you're going to try. The decision is gone. It's no more decision. It's like, look, I bet that young man was like, I want so much in life, because starving has nothing to do with the fact that you may already have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 50,000, or 100,000 in the bank. Mm-hmm. Because there's somebody I know right now that's already a 6-figure earner that's starving to be a millionaire, and they put all the work, effort, and everything into it. Right? But because they were starving, they continue to put in the work. They continue to take the chances. Yeah. How many of you guys are saying that you're starving, but you're not willing to take the chance to get to that next level in life? Take a chance, right? Take a chance. It may cost you to lose a little bit of money, but are you starving to make sure that you have your chance?
Yeah. And when you look at it, in actuality, hunger versus starvation, look, there's some people who's not even hungry. You'll hear us say this all the time. There's level to it. There's level to this. Like there's level to motivation. Some people are completely comfortable where they're at. They don't even have the hunger. They're like, no, I'm full. I ate good yesterday. I'm good. They don't have the hunger to have more. There's a different level to it. There is the person who's hungry and they're like, I'll get it tomorrow. It'll be there. It'll still be there tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow. And then there's the person who's starving for it that says, I can't wait till tomorrow. I got to have it right now. See, there's levels to this. And I don't want you to feel like we're telling you that, you're not good enough if you're not hungry. We're not telling you just because if you're not starving, you're not doing it. It's like, no, you can be hungry. You can be starving. You can be comfortable. There's levels to it.
But know where you are.
But know where you're at. It's like we talked about the animal kingdom. You need to know where you're at on the food chain. Because if you're not at the right place on the food chain, something's going to eat you. You know how many people, LeVar, is working on somebody else's dream, building somebody else's dream because they were hungry to have a better job and not be the owner?
Right.
The person that was starving was like, I got to have it. So let me get the right hungry people to work for me so I can have my real dream. And there's nothing wrong with that because there's levels to it. So as we get ready to close today, I want you to understand this. There's levels to hunger. There's levels to starvation. There's levels to life. And as you go from level to level, know that there's going to be something that's going to change on the inside of you. Each time it's like, I love the roller coaster. When you look at a roller coaster, LeVar, you're going up, right? And each time you get to the top, right before it releases, now there's a word for somebody, right before it releases, it goes click, 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 and then it releases and you're on the run. For some of us, that's exactly it. We're on the top of this roller coaster and we're at the end of these clicks. And that starvation has really kicked in and we're no longer waiting to get to where we want to be at. We're making the moves ourselves. When starvation kicks in, don't fight it. Trust the instinct and go with it. Go ahead, close it out, man.
I'm just going to say this really at the end of the day, hungry versus starvation. Like if you call yourself starving right now for what you want in your life, I need everybody to make sure that you put in the action behind it or you're lying to yourself. We don't got time. We don't got time in this life to be sugarcoating nothing. That's not what we're here for. We're here to be upright in front of your face and honest. If you want something more than what the next person has, you got to make sure you outwork them. If you want so, and when I say outwork them, they can have whatever they want to. But in your mind, you got to be like, I'm outworking everybody to get what it is that I want. I'm going to wake up earlier than the next person. What are the actions that you're putting in? If I say I want to start a business, I mean every time I have, I'm putting the time into researching that business. What am I going to do to go ahead and start? Putting a time frame together when I want to start, an end goal, and going ahead and starting. If I want to start losing weight, you got to start. And you're like, look, man, I can't be this way anymore. Like when you're really ready for a change in your body, that means you immediately start putting in the work. It's not Wednesday. You be like, well, next Monday, I'm going to start. Next Monday, I'm going to start. Right? No, we're not doing that. If you want a better relationship, immediately start looking at what that looks like and start acting on that. If you're starving for that, be what it is that you're starving for. Don't wait on the time to come. Change now. Move now. That showcases that you're truly starving, right? That showcases that you're truly starving. My man Eric Thomas would say all the time. He said when you want to breathe as bad as you want to succeed, and then you'll be successful. Or succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Do you? Do you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe? Right now, it's time to put in that action. So we appreciate you guys. We went a little bit over, but we appreciate you for taking the time out your schedule to get on the line with us. Make sure that you comment. Make sure that you share. Let as many people know about what it is that we're doing. Go to the YouTube, Grow, Live, Dream. Subscribe. We're getting ready to do some absolute amazing things. That's why I'm here in the DFW, the Dallas area, really building right now with my best friend because we got something special for you guys. So we pray and hope that you guys grow, live, dream today. Let's do something special, y'all. go out there, change some lives, y'all. Let's make it happen.